And what I love about Drake is he cares about me and he cares about me winning. And you don't find many people like that.
From being great friends and making hit songs together.
Yo, Khaled, you know, if I learn one thing from you, why give him one when you can give him another one?
I like what Drake likes.
And Drake even gifting DJ Khaled an OVO chain.
He blessed me, man. You know, he gave me this beautiful gold key and it represents we the best OVO.
To Drake now telling DJ Khaled he doesn't want to work together anymore.
This is what Drake had to say. Must be Drake Bell. Oh, man.
So I didn't realize they had gone that far left.
I was finally proud of Drake today. Finally came to his senses.
The longtime duo of Drake and DJ Khaled are no longer friends, and this beef has caused DJ Khaled a marketing nightmare.
Like, that's been his whole rollout is I got 2 Drake songs, I got 2 Drake songs. You don't have 2 Drake nothings.
But the question is, why did Drake abandon DJ Khaled? The story begins in 2009 in Miami, Florida, where young Drake would first meet DJ Khaled, and little did they know, they would mark a page in hip-hop history forever. But the funny part about Drake and DJ Khaled's friendship is that before 2009, DJ Khaled actually ignored Drake for years.
Drake told me a long time ago that he used to hit me on MySpace, and I didn't know how to work that MySpace stuff, and I'm saying to myself, oh my God.
In the late 2000s and early 2010s, Miami made its mark on the rap game, as both DJ Khaled and Rick Ross, Drake's other longtime friend turned enemy, would release countless hits during this era, like Hustlin' and All I Do Is Win. But the bigger theme at play at the time was the amount of talent they would collaborate with, like Kanye West, Jay-Z, Drake's mentor Lil Wayne, Jeezy, Fat Joe, a young French Montana, and even getting legendary singers like T-Pain, Akon, and Neo on the hooks of these songs. This era was truly a great time for hip-hop in my opinion, but little did Drake and DJ Khaled know what was coming next.
I like what Drake likes. So winners work with winners.
Right.
Drake and DJ Khaled would end up going on an insane run for the next decade, collaborating on smash hit songs like Fed Up, I'm On One, No New Friends, For Free, To The Max, Popstar, Grease, and even Staying Alive in 2022. But their relationship seemed to go beyond just business, as the two seemingly had a close friendship with one another for over 10 years. Although, many think the love is a lot more tilted to one side than the other.
If riding was in sports, this got to be Michael Phelps or Usain Bolt.
Man like me spell Canada like D-R-A-K-E.
How do you spell Toronto?
D-R-A-K-E. The boy's special now. Hold on up. Some days I got it all figured out. Y'all, listen, the boy different. I like what Drake like. You know, Drake got that watch. I like what Drake like.
Did the Drake folks come in yet? Did the Drake folks come in yet?
When you work with Drake,
If you're
You don't-
blessed to even work.
right, you even, thank you. So you talking real talk. When you're blessed to work with Drake, if he sends you something, it's unbelievable. It's facts. Don't fight it.
But in September of 2023, Drake was seemingly ready to be featured not just once, but twice on DJ Khaled's upcoming album.
Hey, yo, Drake fan hub. You know I got 2 Drakes in the can. Mixed, mastered. You know I got 2 Drakes, 2 champagne poppies on my album. You know that, right?
Drake also confirmed this collaboration by bringing DJ Khaled out to his Miami concert just months after that video was made. And at this concert, it appears Drake said yes to Khaled's proposal. And as you can see, Khaled was so excited to have Drake on this album, he also posted several pictures of that night with his sign and Drake. But if we dig even further, as recently as 2024, DJ Khaled posted on Instagram several times about having not just one, but those 2 Drake features on his album. And he also did an exclusive interview in April of 2024 with the outlet Distractify. And once again, he said he had those 2 Drake features on his upcoming album. But he had a lot more to say than just that, being quoted that their friendship is way bigger than music. And we're real brothers. I don't have to talk to him for months, and it's like we talk every day. That's how connected we are as friends. Drake got love for Khaled, and Khaled got love for Drake. But little did DJ Khaled know, although he may have love for Drake, Drake didn't have any more love for Khaled. On Tuesday, February 4th, 2025, DJ Khaled officially began his rollout for his long-anticipated 14th studio album, A Lamb of God. But this wasn't just your average rollout. DJ Khaled released a blockbuster 7-minute album trailer directed by Ike Rivera that had DJ Khaled in the middle of an intense heist scene. In it, Khaled is doing everything he can to protect the files for his upcoming album, which of course, he made sure to note featured a pair of Drake songs.
Wait. It's the one with the two Drakes?
Yes, it's the one with the two Drakes!
As robbers attempted to take this project from his briefcase throughout the entire video. And DJ Khaled went so all out for this promo, one of these robbers was actually the one and only Mark Wahlberg. But if we put ourselves back in the timeline of the day this was posted, for DJ Khaled, you'd have to think he was pretty excited and happy with this because people seemed to react really well. But the following day, DJ Khaled's world turned upside down.
Like, that's been his whole rollout is I got two Drake songs, I got two Drake songs. You don't have two Drake nothings.
Drake ended up personally commenting on Khaled's Instagram saying Drake who? Drake Bell? In response to Khaled again reminding us he had not just one, but those two Drake features. This truly would have been a nightmare for DJ Khaled, as his upcoming album and his 7-minute cinematic promotional video seemingly were in trouble, as Drake was letting him know, I will not be featuring on your album. In trouble is exactly what DJ Khaled was in, as in response to this, he deleted the entire existence of this promotion for his new album, including the 7-minute video. And as the internet does best, a lot of people had things to say about this. Whatever I like Drake like guy did all that writing for nothing. A DJ Khaled album without a Drake feature doesn't even sound real. No more Drake stimulus packages. Guy thought he can just have a Drake feature anytime. But with all that out of the way, we now have to answer the big question. Why did Drake abandon DJ Khaled?
So I didn't realize they had gone that far left.
I was finally proud of Drake today. Finally came to his senses.
When we look at the possibilities behind the Drake and DJ Khaled beef, there are a few reasons Drake may have started it. As we go through them, they get a little more complex, so stay with me. The first reason this beef may have began is Drake is like many of you watching this video. He's just totally annoyed with DJ Khaled, but it's for more than one reason. As you may have seen throughout the years, DJ Khaled hasn't been afraid of showing his love or readiness to work with Drake. But if we dig even further, this readiness may actually just be desperation. DJ Academics is claiming Drake hasn't wanted to put out his last 5 records with DJ Khaled, but Khaled begged him to do so.
The last 4 or 5 songs by Drake ain't even want to put out by you. That's a fact. You begged Drake for all those records, and he gave you all those records because you wanted it.
But the alleged desperation from DJ Khaled goes even further. In 2017, DJ Khaled and Drake would release the song To The Max, a song that to me is a banger. But this song has a potential story behind it that is absolutely crazy. DJ Academics is claiming that DJ Khaled was so desperate to put this song out, he allegedly agreed to give Drake 95% of the publishing split just to get the song out.
Remember that one song? Actually, I like that song because I'm from Jersey. To the Max.
Turn up to the max, no.
Okay, I get a story on that. Drake told you about no 55 times. You hit Drake team, he told you no 55 times. Drake didn't want this project out. He already beat the Meek shit already, but for whatever reason, based on what he was doing, this wasn't the song. You were pressuring him for a song. Drake, I need you, blah, 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 blah. Drake told you no. Remember I told you there was an artist that was so desperate to get a song out with Drake that Drake took 95% of the song? Tell me if I'm lying. Khaled, Drake, anybody else. Don't ask me how I know. Drake owns 95% of the publishing on this song. That's a fact.
Now if this is true, it would mean DJ Khaled has been begging Drake to work together for a while, and this skit actually might have some truth to it.
Khaled, man, like this guy's off his rocker. It's like you give someone everything you have and they're just like, another one, every 5 seconds.
But in Khaled's defense, Drake has worked with him and even given him an OVO chain since then. Not to mention, Drake even brought him out to announce the 2 features at his concert in 2023. So obviously Drake still liked Khaled enough, despite Khaled being allegedly annoying and desperate to work with him. But this leads us to the second way Drake might be annoyed with DJ Khaled. Many people have joked about Khaled relying on Drake for features for a long time, but when the rap civil war of 2024 began, those memes became a lot more real. Drake's era of him versus everybody began, and Drake himself even alluded to artists using him for features during one of his songs on 100 Gigs, No Face.
Niggas got lit off the features I skated on. I gotta know how you get lit off the nigga you hating on.
And these same so-called friends never supported him, as he said on the song Blue Green Red.
Friends that I treated like family, they were just hanging around.
And if you're wondering, DJ Khaled didn't hate on Drake during the battle of 2024, but in Drake's darkest moment of his career, when nearly everyone turned on him, spread rumors about him, or even called him horrible things publicly, DJ Khaled, his quote, brother beyond music, and a lot of Drake's other friends weren't there to defend him.
Yo, Khaled, let me tell you this. The fence sitting you did, I'm telling you, you're getting punished for that. You're not gonna sit quiet for 8 months while my guy gets jumped. And then as soon as you look up and be like, y'all done jumping him? I bet, let me drop a song with him. No, it's not happening. We didn't know where you were for 8 months. My boy was getting jumped. Kicking him, stomping him, doing whatever. How the you jumping out, Tomo? Hey, we got 2 new Drake songs. What?
So to me, it appears Drake is done trying to help people out, including DJ Khaled, who, as we know, was already allegedly begging him for features in the past, and Drake always ended up giving in even when he didn't want to. Not to mention, DJ Khaled was seemingly telling Rihanna to send her verse in for this exact same album.
Yeah, so Rihanna, I just sent her a record that I want her to get on my new album.
Drake definitely doesn't want to be on the same song as Rihanna, let alone any of the other many people Drake has a beef with. And one of those other people who is rumored to be on DJ Khaled's album actually brings us to the second reason Drake may have a problem with Khaled, and that's because of the people he's involved with.
The friend of my enemy sounds like an enemy. The enemy of my enemy sounds like a friend. Just listen to this line, Khaled. I'ma decode it for you. Jay-Z's book.
DJ Khaled is reportedly signed to Jay-Z's label Roc Nation, which he seemingly has been for a long time. And it just so happens, the Roc Nation social pages were actually promoting DJ Khaled's new album that was supposed to come out. Not to mention, he's actually just really good friends with Jay-Z.
He's like my brother to me, and he's also my manager now. You know what I'm saying? Of course I'm Roc Nation. You know what I'm saying? We the best Roc Nation, but I'm managed by Jay-Z. You know, we have a good relationship, and I want to work with people that want to work with me with good energy. You know, I call Jay up, and I know it's going to be a great conversation or some great advice.
Drake's potential issues with Jay-Z and Roc Nation run really deep. It's a whole video in itself. But Drake and Jay-Z have sent subliminal shots back and forth throughout the years, and have had other alleged things go on behind the scenes. But recently is where Jay-Z comes into play and the possible reason behind Drake not wanting to help out Khaled because of it. Jay-Z is an executive producer for the Super Bowl halftime show, and his label Roc Nation has an entertainment partnership with the NFL. Now you might be thinking, what's the point? In 2022, it was rumored that Jay-Z didn't want 50 Cent performing at the Super Bowl, probably due to their long-standing issues, but Eminem wouldn't perform unless 50 did.
I hit the homie, the big homie Jay-Z, right? So I said, yo, why? Who is the people that's on NFL? And he said to me, the white guy called for 50 Cent. So I said, who's the white guy? I'm digging this Jimmy Iovine. He said, no, Eminem called directly for 50.
You gotta remember, he didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl. That was crazy.
Wait, Jay didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl?
You didn't know that? Yeah, he didn't want. That was some hater shit. Yeah,
I remember.
The reason I bring this up is because some feel Jay-Z snubbed Lil Wayne from performing in his hometown of New Orleans at the 2025 Super Bowl halftime show, and he chose Kendrick Lamar instead. As we know, Lil Wayne is Drake's mentor and close friend, and Kendrick, well, he's Drake's biggest enemy. Now, I'm not saying Jay did anything dirty or Kendrick didn't deserve to perform, but this is a possibility in Drake's point of view. Lil Wayne and Jay-Z used to have issues back in the day which were seemingly squashed, although 50 also thought his issues with Jay were seemingly squashed as well.
Jay-Z told Dr. Dre, just for people who's not up on this, or Eminem, that he didn't want you to perform part of that Super Bowl they had a couple years ago. Why do you think that is?
Well, I just
threatened.
Yeah,
possibly.
Not even threatened. You know, I think it's just when you take the competition from Like our culture is competitive, man.
Right.
It is, but I think when it goes past the music itself to blocking things in business, then I don't understand that. Like right now, he's not even competing for a slot. You don't have a new song out that he want to be on the top 10 or top 5,
right?
And you still competing. It don't make sense. Like, what are we competing for? What's the goal?
As 50 said, Jay's a competitive guy, and just because the competition isn't on the charts anymore, it could be in the boardrooms and behind the scenes. It never goes away. And after Jay-Z and the committee made the decision to have Kendrick perform, it wasn't without a lot of backlash. Many people immediately came to the defense of Lil Wayne after the announcement, including Drake's YMCMB teammate Nicki Minaj, who didn't hold back regarding the situation on Twitter.
Nicki Minaj jumped in today. So Nicki Minaj actually said this, man. She says, denying a young black man what he rightfully put into this game for no other reason but your ego. Your hatred for Drake and Nicki got you punishing Wayne? Lil Wayne? The GOAT?
And the one and only Birdman also got to tweeting defending Weezy. But Lil Wayne himself was not happy about it.
That hurt a lot. I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for a letdown.
But to reiterate, I'm not saying Jay did anything, but this is definitely a possible reason Drake didn't want to hop on DJ Khaled's album, as he would directly be helping Jay-Z and his label Roc Nation, who allegedly did his mentor dirty and directly chose his enemy Kendrick to perform instead, which ultimately led to Kendrick performing Not Like Us on stage, calling Drake a PDF file for over 100 million people to see. But Jay-Z isn't the only good friend of DJ Khaled that Drake is at odds with.
I hope people could kind of study what me and Khaled kind of created, the bond we created, the way we supported each other. That's the homie. We done put in work from day one.
What's the greatest snack of all time?
His longtime friend and fellow Miami collaborator, Rick Ross, could also be another reason Drake doesn't want to support DJ Khaled. And when we look at pictures from the past, a lot of the time he saw Drake and DJ Khaled, Rick Ross was right there with them. Drake and Rick Ross were friends for over 10 years, making so much great music together and always having great things to say about each other.
And me and Drizzy, our relationship most definitely is real close.
Ross is like one of my OGs, one of my mentors, and one of my favorite people in the game.
But in 2024, Rick Ross let the world know he and Drake were far from being great friends, as he would join forces with Metro Boomin, Future, Kendrick Lamar, The Weeknd on the album We Don't Trust You. And Rick Ross doing this would end up leading to Drake dissing him on push-ups just weeks later in April of 2024.
Every song that made it on a chart he got from Drizzy.
And ultimately, that led to Rick Ross dropping his own diss track against Drake called Champagne Moments.
Let you get on my songs, it was good for your face, now is home.
But the big question is, why did Rick Ross turn on Drake? As recently as January of 2024, 2 months before Rick Ross turned on Drake, their friendship seemed as strong as ever.
Like one of your favorite songs with Drake?
Stay Scheming, I'm gonna say Stay Scheming. He came out to us, he came out in the streets, he came to us. When we put that record together, it was one of those vibes. So that was most definitely magical.
So Lemon Pepper is your favorite wing?
Favorite.
That's the best.
Flats.
There's nothing better.
Nothing can compete.
Yeah, so that's why when you and Drake did that song, he had to have you on there with Lemon
Why
Pepper.
not, man?
Yeah.
It's the biggest,
yeah,
man.
Of course.
Why not? It was super dope.
But only a few weeks after Rick Ross spoke highly of Drake, their friendship changed forever.
Why would Ross beef with Drake though?
If Rick Ross and Drake are not rapping together no more, this hurts.
So what happened between those 2 months? Long story short, Rick Ross claimed in his Champagne Moments diss track that Drake sent a cease and desist letter to French Montana.
I unfollowed you nigga cause you sent the mother cease and desist to French Montana.
But I never truly believed this was the full reason. Rick Ross throwing away such a strong and beneficial friendship over an alleged cease and desist with French Montana never made sense to me. He didn't even drop Drake when he tried to end his artist Meek Mill's career.
And I feel like really by Meek Mill being my little brother and Drake being my little homie, I really feel like they was two little homies that was in high school on the way from school and fought over a pair of J's.
And at the height of everything in 2024, I did an entire breakdown on their beef, including the diss tracks. So watch that later if you're interested, because I ended up being right about a couple things not adding up. But once again, while all of this is going on, DJ Khaled is radio silent. You can argue he's caught in the middle of two longtime friends fighting each other, but as we discussed earlier, Drake always helped DJ Khaled even when he didn't want to. And to me, I think the biggest point to make is to not get things twisted. DJ Khaled needed Drake way more than Drake needed DJ Khaled.
I like what Drake likes.
So you again have to think, Drake probably didn't appreciate the complete silence from someone he has done so much for. And then when things quieted down a bit post-rap Civil War, Khaled wanted to use Drake as promo for his new album. And as we know, Drake didn't want anything to do with it. So whether you think Drake is soft for that or not, it's your opinion. I'm just going off what I think Drake's potential thought process is. But Jay-Z and Rick Ross aren't the only close friends DJ Khaled has that are potentially beefing with Drake.
Still with Drake? Drake is your homie, yeah? No comments.
As we touched on earlier, it's possible that their mutual friend French Montana is also now beefing with Drake, as Rick Ross claimed Drake sent a cease and desist letter. Khaled, him and French are also good friends that go way back.
You see what it is, French? What's good?
What's up, big bro?
French, man, I'm excited about this interview because you my brother.
For sure.
You know, I gotta see French Montana before French Montana. You know what I'm saying? Meaning as in, when you climbing that mountain and you was just hustling every day.
But why would Drake send a cease and desist letter to French Montana? French Montana released his album Mac and Cheese 5 on February 25th, 2024. Now, as far as we know, Drake and French Montana were on great terms before the rap Civil War in 2024, as they have a great track record of being friends.
But me and Drake, we're like brothers.
And they date way back to that Miami era with DJ Khaled and Rick Ross, working together on songs like Stay Schemin'.
I remember we were at Ross's house. He was playing me his project. Just completely was like, oh yeah, this is like a song that me and French were working on. And I heard it and I was like, yo, this is it.
But it seems that there are two possible reasons Drake may have sent a cease and desist, and they're both pretty interesting, so stay with me. Long story short, Drake featured on a song called Big Pun with French Montana, and it was rumored to be on Mac and Cheese 5. A snippet of this song actually came out in early 2023, and another snippet again leaked later that year. But the reason this song is important is because Metro Boomin apparently produced the beat to this song. So, it makes sense that Drake would not want this song released, as Drake isn't about to help someone he's in beef with. Because let's be honest, a Drake feature is gonna make Metro Boomin a lot of money. But even though this makes sense, it may not have been the actual reason. It seems that Drake was originally on the song Splash Brothers that appeared on Mac and Cheese 5, as the original version had been leaked and originally delayed from being on French's album They Got Amnesia in 2021. Not to mention, at a Drake concert in 2023, he called French Montana his Splash Brother.
You see, I got my Splash Brother in here tonight. Make some noise for French Montana one time.
But on Drake's verse that got leaked from this song, he had some disses towards what seemed like Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. And if you want the full breakdown of that, check out my Drake Rick Ross video after this. But for argument's sake, if French Montana was still trying to put the song on his album and Drake didn't want it coming out, which is very understandable, as his beef with Ye had quieted down at the time, Drake would have had no choice other than to send a cease and desist to prevent it from coming out. But crazy enough, French Montana was asked about Drake not being on his Mac and Cheese album, and his answer might surprise you.
So what happened with Drake on the album? Because I know you and Drake made a lot of music, you said. But what happened on this project?
Yeah, we did, but we got the documentary coming out in June. And he executive produced it, so we're just going to push the records back to them.
Cool with it. Why didn't you put the Drake song on here? Because I saw people were saying, what happened to that?
Because we got a documentary coming out together, and I feel like it's a better look that we dropped, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
French Montana had nothing bad to say about Drake, and Drake had literally been helping him produce a documentary in which they were supposedly going to have a collaboration on musically. So according to French, they were in a great place. And to me, it definitely seemed like they weren't beefing. But in the summer of 2024, things may have changed. French Montana was on a live stream with the famous prankster Vitaly, and during the stream, Vitaly asked him about his relationship with Drake.
Still with Drake? Drake is your homie, yeah? No comments. I'll just No comments on no rap beef. No rap. I didn't ask. I say if you still boys with Drake. That's all I said. No comment on no rap beef, man. No comment on no rap beef. All right. I know what y'all be doing, man.
Vitaly asked French not once, but twice. even confirming he was specifically asking about just Drake and French's friendship. And French, well, he said no comment. Now to me, I see two sides to this. French was saying no comment because there is a beef there and they aren't boys anymore. But he also could be saying it because he feels caught in the middle, as French is also good friends with Rick Ross and other rappers beefing with Drake. So he just said no comment to try and be neutral and to not try and make any headlines. And just a couple short months later, the documentary Drake helped executive produce with French Montana finally released.
Alright, so really fast, so tell us about the new movie, you're at Tribeca.
Shout out to my brother Drake, shout out to Puff, shout out to everybody that played a part.
And Drake both liked and shared it on Instagram. Although that musical collaboration French Montana mentioned never came out. So on the surface, it appears they may not have any beef, or Drake could have been promoting it because he may have financial incentive to do so. To me, it really is hard to concretely say whether there is beef there or not. You can make your decision on that. Either way, what we do know is French Montana was just like DJ Khaled and didn't speak up to defend his good friend of many years during the toughest time of his career, or to come out and deny what Rick Ross said regarding the cease and desist. He honestly actually did what may have annoyed Drake even more and simply said no comment. So to me, I think the possible longtime circle of Drake, DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, French Montana, and all of the complications that now come from it could be another factor behind Drake no longer being willing to help DJ Khaled. Although, one of the most bizarre things between Drake and DJ Khaled ended up happening. Only a couple weeks after the rift between these two was made public, it appears that a casket saying "Rest in Peace Drake and OVO" was left in front of DJ Khaled's house. Now I'll be honest with you, I don't have a real answer for this, but I don't think DJ Khaled put it there. 6ix9ine also received a random casket with King's Von name on it at his Florida home recently as well.
Is there anything inside?
So is this just someone in Florida trying to play pranks, or is it something more? Police are actually investigating this, and they also claim security took the coffins and destroyed them.
So there was a police report that was filed. These coffins were claimed to be from a delivery company. After they were given permission, the two drove to DJ Khaled's property and deposited the black coffin outside of his gate. Cops say that the guard had the coffin destroyed and tossed in the trash.
But when we look back on the friendship and fallout between these two guys, there are multiple reasons Drake may have abandoned DJ Khaled. Did Drake finally just have enough of him? Is he mad Khaled didn't defend him during his biggest time of need? Is it because of his connection to Jay-Z, Rock Nation, Rick Ross, or French Montana? Until more information comes out, we won't know for certain, but my guess would be one of these reasons has something to do with it. Regardless, it's sad to see a seemingly 15-year friendship with tons of hit music and classic moments come to an end the way it has. But there is one thing that we can end on, and that's the good possibility DJ Khaled is never getting a Drake feature again.